Hey, welcome back to Two Ski Geeks. It's your boy Will Call. Hey, so glad to be back with you as we end up on the last day of 2022 and we get ready to go into 2023. But before we do that, just want to do some mail call books with you that came in for the Christmas season or the holiday season over the last month in December of 2022. And so, without further delay or ado, I will change the camera angle from my face to the display camera and get things going so far as where we are with mail call books. So the first one is this Deadpool book. Is done by Stan Sakai. And if you're unfamiliar with Stan Sakai is the same artist who does Usagi Yojimbo, who is the like a samurai rabbit, and it's one of the anthropomorphic characters where, much like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Usagi himself as a rabbit, humanized animal type characters. And so he is the same artist, Stan Sakai, who did this Deadpool cover. It's a variant. It's a mildly pricey. It can be between 30 to 70, depending on how lucky you are finding it on eBay. Mine came in from England, and I was lucky so far as the pricing was concerned, even with the shipping. Sadly, with the shipping, because a lot of things in London or England, they're going through a strike with a lot of their government processes. So this was it was a delayed product, but thank you to the brother who sent this to me over in England. I know he's a subscriber to the show, and I'm not mad about the shipping at all. I'm just grateful that it got here safely, and thank you for your pricing and shipping it to me and your contact to bring that book to my possession. So the next book would be in celebration of the Batman Spawn series that's coming out. And so DC and Image have put together books. And in this case, we have one by the Superman Kal-El #1, featuring special #1. You don't often see Superman and Spawn together on a book. So that's why I wanted to, I really was excited about getting that cover. And so that's one of the mail calls that came in from Unknown Comics, as well as this one. The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, with Spawn and Joker together on a cover. And then we've also got Catwoman and Spawn on this cover here, Catwoman #50. And then we've got Wonder Woman #74 with Wonder Woman and Spawn together on a book on this cover here. And then we've got finally on Batman 130, we've got this Batman Spawn book here. And I think maybe I should just reduce the pile so that way it will clearly come into focus. I believe it should. Yeah, I think I was jacking up the focus because of the fact that I wasn't taking one book off and putting one down. So I apologize for the fuzziness of the other books. So those are the Batman Spawn books in celebration of that Batman Spawn book that just came out. I think it's the third time that Batman and Spawn have come together to do a book. And so this would be a volume 3 of Batman Spawn. I think the first one was Batman Spawn, then the next one was Spawn Batman, and then we're back to Batman Spawn again. So another mail call here is a second print of this infamous Iron Man #2 with the Thing, Ben Grimm fighting Iron, or the infamous Iron Man, or Dr. Doom as Iron Man. This came out probably in like 2016 or 17 or something like that. I just wanted to get the second print. What's different, well, it's a second print, not just because it says it here, but also because of the blue colored letters. I believe the first print is in white, if I'm correct. I think my memory serves me correctly, but I could be wrong. But don't shoot me if I'm incorrect. The next thing would be this Dr. Doom book from the latest Dr. Doom single series that came out probably 2019 or 20 with Dr. Doom. This is the second print here of Dr. Doom. And let me move these books out of the way because they're throwing off the focus. Alrighty. So it's focusing on the other thing, and I want to get those out of the way. So this Dr. Doom book, volume, I'm not sure which Dr. Doom volume this is because they've done several Dr. Doom books, but this one came out in about 2019. And so this is a second print, as you can see. It does not look like the first print at all. It's a different cover, and this is by Salvador Larroca. Alrighty. Moving that aside, and then going to number 2, second print. And I'm proud to have this one as well. Both of those books are, because of their second print and their lower print volume or lower print run, they're a little pricier than just the normal cover. They didn't start out that way, but if you could ever find one, because they didn't print a lot of these, then you'll have a little more difficult time finding or finding this at a cover price. Now, if you can, good luck. But they're just not so well put out, and a lot of stores did not buy this book a lot. And so typically you have to resort to eBay or some other means of trying to find these second print books on these Dr. Doom books. Next thing would be, this was a mail call book for The Amazing Spider-Man number 10, and maybe I should take this out of its cover, out of this front loader cover, so that way it'll come in more clear for you as the viewer. And get my hand out of the way. So this book here was part of a 4-part book series that came out in about 2016 or 15, something like that, with the Spider-Verse. And this was a Gabriel Dell'Otto cover, rare to find, rather pricey, especially if you get it graded. The graded copies are probably about between $500 to $700. I did not pay anywhere near that. I got mine as a raw copy. It's in beautiful shape. But what's unique about this was the first appearance of Spider-Punk in this book. And also, what is cool about this cover is the fact that it's a connecting cover. And I think number 9 is downstairs, but I can't find it yet from the archives. So this is a connecting cover. And then I will pull up number 12 to see and show you what these look like together as a connecting cover that Gabriel Dell'Otto did around the 2015-16 time frame. And so, but this one is unique because, again, it's the first appearance of Spider-Punk, and that book is a little pricier than the regular Amazing Spider-Man number 10. But I'm proud to have it in my collection. Very happy. The other two, the 11 and 12, I already had, but I wanted to show you the connecting covers and how they sync together. All righty. So moving forward to other books in the mail call. This Amazing Spider-Man by, the artist's name? Oh, it's Takashi. Oh man, it's the same brother who does Samurai, Afro Samurai. And his name escapes me right now. Let me see here if I can put my spectacles on to see if I can get but I love this cover here with Amazing Spider-Man. I believe, and I'll also put what number this is for Amazing Spider-Man that this came out, but I just love this cover, this raw version variant of the Spider-Man cover. We've got a Black Panther cover, a variant cover on International Spider-Man. And International Spider-Man came out in like 2015, but I've never seen this cover. I'd never seen it before, and I wanted to pick this up with a T'Challa cover on an Iron Man book. International Iron Man, got Spider-Man on the brain, number 6. And so just wanted to have this cover because I'd never seen it before. And of course, I love T'Challa. Okay. And then we've got other books that came in mail call would be this one here. It's signed by Dexter Vines, the inker, and also it's also signed by Ed McGuinness, the artist. This Batman Superman number 24, or Superman Batman number 24. These books came out probably in about 2000, I want to say 6 or 7. They had a run. I think it started around 2006 or 7. But I wanted to get this one because it was signed by Dexter Vines, and Ed McGuinness is the artist. And so just unique. And I would love to one of these days get Jeff Lebb's, the writer's art signature on it as well. But just proud to have this in my collection. And I never had this cover before in my collection, and surely not autographed. Okay. And then we've got another book here with John Zhang is the artist on this Spider-Man book, this Miles Morales #1 book that came out, it just came out as a matter of fact. And I'll get into more of those Miles books in a second. But this was a Miles Morales book that just came out and restarted with numbering. I think it's volume 3 on Miles Morales Spider-Man, but this is a #1 on Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. And I guess I'll go ahead and bust the spoilers for other books with Miles. Let's see here. I can get these other covers. So this is one by John Jay, a variant. And then we've got one of the other ratio variants. I think this is a 1/425 on Miles here with this Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. And I don't know why there we go. Pick it up now. There you go. Miles Morales Spider-Man #1 is another 1/25 variant. And then we've got the regular cover coming up right here with Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. And I'm bringing this up because one of my fraternity brothers, Kurt, hey, if you're watching this for your grandson, these are the covers you want to get and put away for your grandson. You're asking me about what books to maybe just put away for him. These are good investments to buy for him now. These are affordable, cover price at $3.99, $4.99, forgive me and my old eyes. But Kurt, you can get this for your grandson and save some money and have it, just put it away for him when he gets older. This is another variant here of the same book here with Miles Morales Spider-Man #1. And let me put my hand, see if this will clear it up. No, it will not. But I think this is a Taran Clark cover on this book here. And I love Taran Clark. We've talked about him many times on the show. And yeah, TC is down here on the cover. So yeah, Taran Clark is the artist on this with Miles, and I believe the Vulture's daughter. And she was a hot character in the previous volume of Miles Morales, and I can't think of the number, but the Vulture's daughter and Miles. So I wanted to get that cover with them kissing. And then we got another cover here. I love this graffiti cover. Just love this cover here. I think I want to say it's Mike Mayhew, but I don't think it, I'm not sure. I'll have to look to see who the artist is on this one. But I love this Miles cover as well, with Kingpin being spray painted into the background and Miles doing the artwork himself. So cool with the spray cans and everything. Very, very cool. Last Miles Morales book for #1 would be this one here, this cover here, with many Spider-Verse characters coming onto this cover. And even with, I love the Spider. I have to see what that character's name is on the cover. But I love this cover here. Spider-Gwen, Scarlet Spider, and too many others. Oh, there's even a dinosaur spider back there. Really, really cool. And so just wanted to have that collection. And so those are the Miles Morales books #1 that came out last month. Okay, going back and resuming mail call would be this Avengers from the latest series done by Jason Aaron. This one here is a number 6, and it's an homage cover, or it's been done many times, and I can't think of what the homage is to it right now, the original homage. But I love this cover just for the characters coming out of the corner and assembling as the Avengers always do. All right, Avengers number 6. Jason Aaron's and Ed McGuinness as well on the cover. All right, so please forgive this bag. It's beat all to be damned, and the books are not in the best of shape, but these Star Wars books, these Dark Horse books of Star Wars, the reason why I wanted to get them, and these are hard to find in good quality because of the fact that they are, I guess it's too hard for me to get to it, and the bag's beat up, and I really want to see what the real condition of the book is. I haven't even gotten into it. But what makes these books prevalent is this right here in the barcode with Star Wars. So these are newsstand editions of this book of Star Wars, in this case, number 43. It is number 2 of 4 in the storyline called Rites of Passage. And I can't think of what this Jedi's name is. I think he's one of those Jedi who's like borderline becoming a Sith. I'll have to look it up into the storyline, but again, this is a newsstand edition. The books that come in from the comic book store, they always just say direct edition or direct copy. So these books are a little more rare and difficult to come by, and for sure in great condition. This is in pretty good shape, and the bag is all beat. So I can't really tell you yet, and I haven't gotten into it to look at the quality of the book, but I'm hoping it's pretty good. So newsstand edition, speaking of keeping the flow moving, with newsstand edition books, we have this Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Again, we have another Star Wars edition or newsstand edition book with Star Wars Universe on the spine of the barcode here. And so that lets you know it's a newsstand edition, and it's in pretty daggone good shape. So I'm loving this one. Then we've got, so that was number 1 from Attack of the Clones. This is number 2 from Attack of the Clones. Again, it's another newsstand book, and in this case, as opposed to Star Wars, this was Dark Horse Presents, and it's still a newsstand. It does not say direct copy on the spine. And then I have another one and a better copy of it, of the same book, and another newsstand. And of course, this is General Grievous on the cover. And no, is that right? No, no, yeah, wait a minute. No, Grievous is the robot. This is oh man, who is Christopher Lee playing in this one? I'll put it in the comments because I know I'm jacking up. It's not Grievous, but this is the dude who's he was known for the clones and developing the clone army for the Jedi, because he started out as a Jedi, but turned to the dark side and was turned by Sidious or Palpatine into a Sith Lord. And for some reason, the name won't come to me right now, and I'm pissed at myself that I should know this. But anyway, to save time, keeping the flow moving. So that was number 2. And so here is a regular direct copy that came to the comic book store, as it says, direct sales on the spine. So that way you can tell the difference again between a comic book, regular, heavily printed and easily obtained or easier obtained Star Wars Attack of the Clones number 3, but it's a direct sales edition. So that way you can tell the difference. And finally, out of this, 4 out of 4, and it's another newsstand edition because, again, to read it, it says Dark Horse movie special on the spine of the barcode. So just glad to have that. I'll have to try to fix number 3 and get a newsstand on number 3, especially with Mace Windu on the cover. I'm sad I don't have that with Mace Windu on the cover as a newsstand, but I'll try to fix that at another time in my collecting. So, all right. So, hot books. Now I'm going to change subjects from mail call to hot books that should be obtained. And we were talking about Batman Spawn earlier. So the Batman Spawn books that came out a few weeks ago, and I think it was almost 3 weeks ago now. And I'm going to keep this moving. The Batman Spawn book itself, not just the books that we were talking about that DC was doing books with Spawn that were like Wonder Woman or Catwoman. Well, this is the Batman Spawn book. And what is unique about this is that this is a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition that I picked up at Barnes & Noble. And I think, well, good luck trying to find them. I know that my partner John Michael, when he went back to try to find them, they were gone. And so I wish you the best of luck in trying to find them. I bought 2 of them while I was there. And so I'm happy to have those in the collection. So now we're going to go into books that I bought at the local comic book store that are coming out, and also new series coming out. So this is from, as you remember from WandaVision, Monica Rambeau, who is the friend of Wanda in WandaVision. And so she now has her own solo book. This is number 1. This is the artist is named Peach Momoko, as you can see at the bottom. And I wanted to get that Peach Momoko variant because some of the things of Peach Momoko, it can be hit or miss, but this one, in my opinion, is a hit. I love this cover by her, and I wanted to have this in my collection. And this is another variant. This is a ratio 1:25 ratio variant on Monica Rambeau Photon number 1. And I do not know who the artist is on this one. Please forgive me, but it's higher price ratio. As you can see, the higher price that I paid for it. But love this cover. Wanted to have it for sure. And okay, so new books. Another book that started again is Iron Man. I'm not sure how many volumes of Iron Man, what this is, probably like number 7 or 8 by now, of Invincible Iron Man. But this is one of the covers. This is the regular cover on Invincible Iron Man number 1. And then we have this cover here on Invincible Iron Man number 1. Love that one with the missiles coming in. And finally, on that, to close it out, would be this one here, where we have Riri as the Invincible Iron Man. And this is I think it's a Lucio Perillo variant, I believe. Don't quote me on that, because I'm looking for his initials, but I don't see them. But I love the fact that and I'll look it up and I'll put it in the comments, but I love this cover with Riri as Iron Man, or Invincible Iron Man. And it's not the first time she's been the Invincible Iron Man. Okay, now we got books that are closing out. The Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths story that DC is wrapping up. So they're doing a DC reboot right now. Justice League died and they're bringing them back. But this Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths is how a lot of the main characters come back. I think there's one more book in this number 8. I think is the conclusion of this is the final book. This is the final book of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yes, and I love this variant here. I love the blending of one character into the blending of all the heroes into one. And I'm wrong. there is one more book after this, because Nightwing and Deathstroke dominate the covers on the other book, and I didn't bring it out here. And it just came out about was it last Wednesday? No, 2 Wednesdays ago. 2 Wednesdays ago. And I got to read them now, because the last one I read was probably number 3 or 4 out of this series. And we've talked about this in the Philip Kennedy Johnson books or shows that we talked about with Action Comics. We talked about Infinite Earths, or Infinite Dark Crisis Infinite Earths in the past. So very good storyline. Everyone is loving this storyline, and I encourage you to procure that Dark Crisis Infinite Earths storyline, even if you do it by trade paperback or by the issues singularly. It's up to you. Okay, so I love this cover just for cover. Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, number 5. Just had to have this zombified Green Lantern. That's just, it's just righteous. Yeah, love this cover here. And so had to buy it, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Hopefully you can find one if you choose to, and pay up, or if you don't, get a regular cover. I don't have a regular cover. I only bought one of that series here. And then for my boy, Lee Bermejo, the artist, and Lee always kills it. This is for the holiday season. And just a creepy cover with the Joker, a little boy holding a Batman doll dressed as Robin. Just Lee Bermejo is just incredible, and we've talked about him as well as an artist. His painting styles are just sick, just too good. So Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 3, the Lee Bermejo variant. And almost done. The show is almost complete. So we were talking about storylines that have begun. So this dark web storyline here is a Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider story, and also the clone series of and I guess they're trying to tidy up the clone series of Spider-Man, where a lot of persons from the 90s who read the clone series with Ben Reilly, a lot of people hated on that book in the Clone Saga. I should say not the Clone series, but the Clone Saga storyline. Well, this is another continuation, and I've not read this one yet, but I'm looking forward to getting into it. It also ties in some of the mutants, as you can see. Peter Rasputin's sister here, Magique here, and Jean Grey, and Cyclops here on the top side of the dark web title. So this is a tie-in also of the mutants into the clone saga. I have to see what this is all about, how the mutants and cloning of Spider-Man, or clone of Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider, how that all ties in. Really looking forward to reading this. And Zeb Wells is a pretty good writer. He's done a lot of things for Marvel over the last 7 or 8 years. And so looking forward to reading his writing and what he's got cooking in that brain of his. And finally, a book that I reprocured. I've had this book now 3 times. Actually, well, I had 2 copies, and the thief did not leave either copy of it for me. But that's okay. So this is the first appearance of John Constantine or Hellblazer in DC. And this is Swamp Thing number 37. This book is not as nice as the ones that were stolen from me, but that's okay. I'm just glad to have it back at home, and I will try to procure better copies in the future. I know it will cost me, as just you saw me with the $150 price tag on this. It cost me, but I'm still glad to have it back in the fold. And so I'm going to get ready to change camera angles and put the camera back on me and get ready to close out this show. So thank you guys for joining us. And I wish you a happy new year. But before I do, let me glance over my shoulder and share with you some of my Christmas gifts as well. My neighbor, Mike. Thank you, Mike, for my Captain America picture, and my brother-in-law, Yale, with this lenticular. I don't know if it will change. I don't know if it will change or not, because on cap, oh, there it is, this lenticular Batman, Joker, wall hanging that they bought me, art that they bought me for Christmas, and I'm very grateful. So, as you can tell, I had a great Christmas. Picked up some nice books, and so far as comic book collecting is concerned, you know, every Wednesday is a Christmas day for us, and it's a blessing to see what the creators of comic books have for us as they bless us on every Wednesday with Christmas gifts. And and I guess that's probably why people who will collect comic books are always smiling, besides when they're debating about stories or whatever else. But most of the time we're smiling and happy to be in the hobby because, again, we get new gifts every week, and then the hobby keeps us refreshed as well. So thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our show and to our channel. Please do. I mean, we love having you with us, and I love sharing with you this hobby that I've been passionate about since before I could read. And as I said from the very first show, I've always been around comic books because I had a brother that was 12 years older than I am. So always had his books to look at. So I've been around this for a long time, and I'm so happy to share this old passion of mine, genuine passion of mine with you. So please have a happy new year, a safe new year, a loving new year, a peaceful new year, and we'll see you in 2023. Peace.